Those of you wondering what the Darkzone might look like in the endgame, you are not alone. Many people have pondered what the Darkzone will have in store for us when we hit level 30, and today, the Associate Creative Director of the division has given some clarity on this, at least one component of it, that is, the calendar of events associated with the Darkzone. Stick around. By now, most of you would be well aware of the Division's Dark Zone, which is a player versus player enabled area of the city, meaning that you can shoot other players and they can shoot you. The aim of the game in the Dark Zone is loot, either drops from players or NPCs, or purchasing loot from Dark Zone vendors. Those of you that played the alpha or the closed beta will be well versed in this gameplay loop, and with many of us, myself included, having spent dozens of hours in the Dark Zone, questions quickly began to emerge about how the Dark Zone model will evolve as we reach the endgame. Now don't get me wrong, cruising and bruising in the Dark Zone is absolutely awesome. As I've mentioned earlier, not since the early days of World of Warcraft have I had so many memorable open world PvP moments. At any point in the Dark Zone, things can turn on a dime. One minute the person you've just met is helping you take down an NPC, and the next minute they're shooting you in the back and making off with your loot. It is simply the best. However, there's a big fear on the part of many that that's all there will be to the Dark Zone. Just endlessly running around wildly, trying to collect as much loot as possible before you eventually get bored and move on. People were really hopeful that Massive had other plans in store for how the Dark Zone will look and feel at the endgame, and today Massive have come out and provided some clarity on this. In an interview with The Guardian, the Associate Creative Director of the division has indicated that the Dark Zone will have Destiny-style PvP events. To quote the article directly, he is also keen to point out that there's going to be more to the Dark Zone than anarchic and formless battle for loot. As in Destiny's Crucible, it's going to be a place with a calendar of events and activities. In quotation marks, this isn't the company line, so I don't know if it's going to be frowned on, says Garrity. But for me, the Dark Zone is the jewel in our game. This is almost a social experiment. We're definitely going to keep supporting it with events and special, very precise calendar moments and things like that. It's going to be part of a continued push post-launch. So, what does this mean? For those of you that don't play Destiny, one of the big features of the game is the special timed PvP events that it runs. Once a month in Destiny, a new PvP queue opens up called the Iron Banner, which looks and plays exactly the same as regular PvP, but it has a different progression and reward structure that provides different rewards. These events are typically really popular, and it's not uncommon for people to play very little Destiny, generally speaking, but to come back once a month for this event to gain access to these exclusive rewards. So what could this mean for the division? Well, of course, it's hard to say at this point, but we do now know that they don't just plan on letting the Dark Zone sit there and languish as this chaotic mess. We know there are going to be specific timed events that will incentivize us to enter the Dark Zone. More than likely, and this is just speculation, but I expect these events will push players into different types of play styles than they might be otherwise used to. Maybe something like a lone wolf holiday where Dark Zone credits and ranks are increased when you are not in party. Or maybe a strength of the pack event where bonuses are increased for every additional member of your party. Going further, maybe we'll see events that require everyone to contribute to a war effort style target where a certain number of NPCs need to be killed in order to gain access to a unique boss or set of bonuses. These possibilities are of course endless, but it's nice to know that Massive are thinking about it and they are working on it. Those are just my thoughts on what these events could be, but I'd really love to hear from you guys. So if you have any ideas on what these events might look like, then let me know in the comments below. I remain as pumped as ever about the division and I can't wait to come into the open beta this weekend. If you're keen to see more videos from me, and believe me, there are plenty more videos on the way, be sure to like and subscribe. Otherwise, stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you in the Dark Zone.